turn on the lights. Even the oven will work. I'm letting it catch up because I'm thinking that, you know, it has to pump some water up, and it probably has to run the hot water heater. Now I gotta turn those lights out. But the plan is working. Now trust me, the line is not hot. I have the breaker to the house breaker's off, so the incoming line is off. Still blew off, but it's alright. Refrigerators and freezers are okay. And even got that right there. Let's see what happens if I turn this on when the compressor comes on. Oh, I got it unplugged. I unplugged it yesterday in case any power failures. Let's see if it, you can hear it make the generator do something. It should power this easy. No, it ain't powering it easy. Let's see. I tripped the brake on there. We're gonna go find out what's on that's pulling the amps. I know it can power my central air. I've already tested it on there. So, but if you power in your central air while your hot water heater's on, while your well pump is running, well, you might be pushing it too much. And I turned that little air conditioner on over there. So you got to be mindful of what you're doing. Man, when you run a smaller generator for a whole house, you really gotta know. You really have to be on your toes. What's going on? Right here. I don't know that I can see. I got the generator going over here. You know what? And I have been back and forth to my load center, my circuit board, my load center, more times than I'd like to ever be. But you have to know how to toggle. But oh my God, people, you better know what you're doing electrical wise if you're going to use this current. I have a full upright freezer. I have a refrigerator freezer. I have 2 more freezers outside. I got a refrigerator freezer inside. When compressors come on and things come on, you got to know what you can have running. I have a well pump right here, down in there, which I can throw this light on and get a little bit light on the subject. To this filter system right there, but and I'm cooking out here because I don't want to use my electric stove. Cooking some French fries for the lady. But oh my goodness, This has been a day because the central AC is running, but you got to turn that off. Something just, see, the lights just, when a compressor or something kicks on, you got to know what you can run and what you can't run with your whole house generator. I can run my central AC, but I got to turn stuff off. I can run my hot water heater and my well pump at the same time, but I have to make sure something else is turned off. You got to know. And boy, today was a day. I had to turn off breakers that were running refrigerators and freezers, because I don't run this thing all day, because you're going to use up all your fuel. You got to learn, and today I was learning how to use it. I can't teach you this. I can't tell you how to do this exactly. You have to learn it, but you also have to be smart enough not to burn something up. When I got home, I went to drop off at the air conditioning unit at my in-laws, and when I came home, we had been going for 5 hours without running it, and I turned things on. I didn't realize the compressors for every one of the refrigerator freezers was coming on at the same time. And I told my wife, I said, you can go ahead and run the washing machine while you run it, while the AC, it's not going to pull that much. Well, it pulled so much more than what I expected. Every time the agitator would go whoosh, 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 you could hear the generator going rrr, 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 rrr. And that ain't right. You ain't supposed to, it ain't supposed to pull like that. Well, I just found out I had the air conditioning unit on. Every refrigerator and freezer was pulling amps because they were cooling off. And the washing machine was pulling amps to wash. You can't do that. I didn't think about it. Now I got it. We are okay. You just gotta be smart. You can run your whole house off of this. You just have to be smart. Anyway, I wanted to make a small part of this video. It would be better to do it in daytime, but I had to, while it was on my mind and while I'm doing this, God, you gotta be on your toes. All right, talk to y'all later. Ida is pretty much in my rearview mirror now. I still got a lot of stuff to take care of around here and to do. I was gonna try and give this generator to someone that needed it. This is an old one I had. Had that since Gustav, and it's always started on the first or second crank. Well, I don't know. I can't get it started. I started about half a year ago. I don't know what's going on with it. But been doing that, you know. I got my big blue over here, and it's fixing ready to be delegated down to little blue, because I got the bigger one coming, and I'll be happy with that. This will be the backup. Yeah, and it's already proved it can do the whole house, which is good. One thing I was gonna say to put a completion to this video, even you know, I always gotta wonder if I'm even gonna put a video out, and it's just a final thought. You gotta be prepared. Preppers are the people who are always thinking ahead, and sometimes it's because you've lived through the catastrophes, the disasters in the past, and you know what's coming. And it's inevitable. If you live in the South, you're gonna get a hurricane. Them poor souls in New York understood that in the worst kind of way, that a hurricane from the Gulf could zap them too. What a terrible thing that happened to them. They didn't have a clue what was coming for them. Feel bad for them. And I feel bad for a whole bunch of people out here right now that's suffering still, and gonna be suffering for months and months, maybe even years. I hate to use a military man's term, but PTSD. People get traumatized by this, and it does happen. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from our military, man. God knows they suffer through more than any of us when they see the things they see. But going through a hurricane and losing everything you have and trying to start over is hard. When it happens twice, it's really hard. When it happens multiple times, I don't know. After Isaac, we packed up sack and crab and came over here. Let me tell you, if we wouldn't have, where we live, they got devastated. Laplace got devastated. I'm hearing horror stories about what them people are going through over there. I don't understand how any of them would stay. But that's what we do out here. I mean, this is where your oil and your gas comes from for the rest of the country. A lot of it comes from here. So with that kind of money and that kind of infrastructure stuff in place over here, it's gonna pull people who are medical, who need to take care of those people, such as me. My dad was an oilman. He worked in the oil field. He worked in the oil refinery. And then I went medical. And you need all of that other infrastructure. If they're gonna make the oil for us, they'll make the gas for us and the fuels. I shouldn't say the oil, but if they're gonna process the oil, well, they need all the other stuff here. They need their fooderies, eateries, their medical. They need entertainment. That all comes. That's why I think this whole region sustains itself here, because of that. But back to the original thing. If you're gonna sit it out, if you're gonna be ready for this stuff, you better be prepared. Generators, backup plans, backup systems. We had food, we had water, we had electricity, we had comfort. And I just got a few things I got to deal with homeowners. I had a few things happen, a couple little damages, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'll count my blessings. I did well. All right, y'all. Y'all take care, and I tell you, always stay prepared.